Bon fans, and welcome to another Advent Calendar video. I hope you're enjoying the features so far. Today we're in the kitchen because I'm going to be making cinnamon stars for you. It's a traditional German recipe, it's very easy to do, and it's very old because the first written mention of cinnamon stars was in 1536 by Italian Cardinal Lorenzo Campeggio, who visited the German Kaiser Karl V and was served cinnamon stars. It took around 200 years more for the recipe to find its way into German cookbooks because cinnamon was a very precious spice, just like pepper, in the Middle Ages. Today, it's an everyday thing we have around the house. Very few ingredients that you need to do cinnamon stars. Here is the list of what you need before we get started. You will need 500 grams of ground almonds, 425 grams of icing sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 3 egg whites and 2 tablespoons of cordial if you like an alcoholic version of cinnamon stars. Alright, let's start baking. So this is all pretty straightforward. So you have your 500 grams of ground almonds in here, in the big one, and you put 300 grams of the icing sugar in there. Oh, lovely. It's just like snow. Yes, of course, this has a lot of calories, obviously. 2 egg whites, the other one we need later, we pour in there as well. And then we add the cinnamon on top. Be careful, because it's powdery. Nice. And as I said, a bit of water. You can use 2 tablespoons of cordial, if you like. And then we use the mixer. Let me just get this out of the way. We don't need that anymore. And then you just dig in there. And the goal is to form a nice dough. Later you have to use your hands as well. And it will be very, very stiff before you actually start making the stars. But using the mixer makes it a lot easier. It's crumbly, don't worry. You can always add a bit of water if it's too crumbly. I'll add a bit of water. So, just like that. The alcoholic version tastes good as well. I'm just of the opinion that there doesn't need to be alcohol in everything. They taste just as well with water. So, form a nice good dough, do the hard work with a mixer, and now we will be doing the rest with our hands because we really need to give that a proper stir here. They have a very nice texture when they're finished, so that's really, really nice. See how that looks? It's really, really good. That's how it should look like. Alright, now we dig in there with our hands. Don't worry. Yeah. Give it a nice mix with your hands. Oh, sorry. This is not my kitchen, by the way. It's my girlfriend's kitchen. She's gonna like that very much. I have to clean it up, otherwise she's gonna have my butt. What film is that from? So, your dough should be approximately like that. Nice and smooth. Now, it should have a nice texture because you need to roll it in a second. When you're done with your dough and it has a nice and smooth texture like this, put it aside and put some icing sugar on the kitchen top. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah, brush that around a bit because that's where we are going to roll it now. We're going to roll our dough in here. It looks messy, I agree, but yep, that's how you do it. German cooking 101. And this is really, really a fast recipe, so this is done in a couple of minutes. Yeah. So let's speed this up a bit. Take your dough in it, and start rolling around. Nice and smooth. 1 centimeter thick, so that you can make, now let me put that aside here, that you can make nice stars. And the stars are obviously made with this. No, you need it. This one, like a nice little star form. You can get them everywhere. Turn it around if you dare. Whoops. It's a little bit messy with all the icing sugar on the kitchen top, but okay. That's how it's done. Actually, this recipe was brought to other countries, so it might not be foreign to people from the UK. But this is really what we like most here in Germany. You can get them in the shops, but obviously making something yourself is a lot more fun. So, when you have a dough like this, you can start making little forms, little stars. So let's start here. Yeah, you see, and you can lift it out, push it gently, and you have your first cinnamon star. Now you will be doing that a lot for the next couple of minutes. We're not finished yet, because cinnamon stars have a lovely white glazing made out of icing sugar and egg white. And once I have placed a few stars on the baking tray, we can start preparing the glazing. And this is an important process, doing the glazing. You have to be very thorough, otherwise it will drip down on the sides of the stars, and we don't want that. Place them on your baking tray. It's a bit tricky to get them out of the form, actually. You have to be really careful and gentle, otherwise, well, your stars will break. And that's not what we want. We want them to be good looking, of course. Well, that was not a prime example. Okay, we're almost done. What we're doing now is the glazing. What you need is the remaining egg white, put it in here, and you need another 125 grams of icing sugar. First of all, you start mixing the egg white until it is really stiff, and I mean really stiff. So, that's what we want. That's really nice and stiff. And you can make the ultimate test. If it stays in there, everything's fine. Now you put the 125 grams of icing sugar in there while you still keep mixing. Nice and slow. Don't do it too fast. It's difficult when you do it with one hand. Nice and easy, and you see it becomes, oops, that's a big one. It becomes a nice white glazing. So let's mix that properly. Nice, nice, nice. Look at that. Look at the thickness of that. That's how it has to be. So, that's some wonderful glazing right there. Look at that. Isn't that magnificent? Oh, nice, nice, nice. And this will go onto the cinnamon stars. It has to be applied with extra care because you don't want it running off the sides of the cinnamon stars. So this is really the tricky part, and the one that takes the most time. So let's see how good I really am. So you take a bit of the icing sugar. I start with that one here, and really, really carefully try not to make it too thick. And yeah, it would be better if you hold them a bit. I'm not really very good at this. Actually, I have to say I've never done this before, so this is the first time I'm doing this. So give it a nice glazing like that. It'll come out really, really nice later. Okay. When your cinnamon stars look something like this after a tedious paint job, pop them in the oven, 150 degrees, 10 to 15 minutes, and you're done. And after 15 minutes, your cinnamon stars will look like this. Yummy! And there you go, your cinnamon stars. The perfect surprise for friends or guests or your wife who tolerated your Bond craziness the whole year round. Enjoy!